Okay, so I've come quite a bit in this, and I thought I'd just show you what it looks like when we move through this. So if I play it, it looks like this. It's a violent shake. Hello and welcome to haQ attaQ. My name is Jakob. I'm your host and you're watching a haQ attaQ episode. This is LumaFusion, and in this video I thought I'd show you how to make a camera shake effect. It's a technique I used for my Launchpad performance music video, Why We Fight I call it. And it's basically the thing looping right here. That's a camera shake effect. And the way we do this is by moving the video around, quite violently in this case. Here I have a video of a keyboard, and it's basically me just playing a few notes, making a chord. A camera shake effect can be cool to use at a place like this. As soon as all fingers hit the keyboard like this, you can start shaking the camera from a minor shake to a more violent shake. So the chord feels like it's got a lot of energy, at least it will look like that. And as I said, the way you make a camera shake effect is to zoom in and start moving the picture around violently. And this is why it's really important that you film the footage in the highest possible resolution. Now I could have filmed this in 4K, but only with 30 FPS because that's the limit of my iPhone 6s. So I decided on filming this in 1080p in 60 frames per second. Another thing is, when working with keyframes, the longer the video is, the harder it's gonna be to keep track on all of your keyframes because they're gonna be so close together. I'll put in quite a few frames in here and we can hardly see them because they're so close together. So the shorter the clips we work with, the easier it's gonna be to do this kind of stuff. So let's back out of here. Oh wait, before we do that, I'm gonna remove all the keyframes, and we do that by tapping this blue thing here with multiple dots in it. So back out of here, and so since we're only gonna be keyframing this section where we actually have the audio, we're gonna cut the video at this section. So I'm gonna zoom in like that, put it there, and then just tap on both sides of the play marker. And it's cut, and we don't need the ending bit. We're gonna do it up to where I move my fingers off like that and cut it there. And now we have 3.5 seconds of footage to work with. So choose that and double tap. Right, so let's get into this. The first thing we're going to do is to zoom into the picture. Now, if you do any mistakes, you can just double tap to go to the original state of the video. And I'll just add that when you're working with videos, you have 4 menu options. One is for effects, one is for the audio, and one is for speed and reverse options. And then you have the frame and fit. And here is where you zoom in, move around, and rotate videos. And you can keyframe all of that, including opacity. Okay, so let's go to the beginning of this clip and move through it. And there we have my fingers. So let's zoom in here and move this up. Now you can see we have a problem. If we start shaking this video up and down, then we're gonna get a blackness here. And so for this clip, this is actually not that great for doing a full-on camera shake, moving the video up and down and sideways and diagonally. So we're gonna try to make this just shake sideways, so we won't have this happening, because that doesn't look nice. So let's zoom in a little bit more so we have all the fingers there, put it over here. And the first thing I'm going to do is to put frames in here, so I'm kind of locking this position of the video. So I'm gonna move to the beginning, and to put a keyframe in, I'm just gonna press this right there, and then I'm gonna move to the end by pressing here and add another one by pressing this button. Okay, so now the video is locked to this position. Very nice. Now, when doing this, you need some kind of a visual reference so you know where the center of the video is. And what I did in my previous video called motion tracking, manual motion tracking, I actually put something on the iPad. It was a paper roll, non-conductive, doesn't scratch the surface, and I put it there to have a visual reference of where to move stuff back to. And in this case, I'm going to use another technique that a viewer commented on and gave that tip on my last video, and I thought that was a great tip, so we're gonna do just that. So we're gonna go back out of the video and we're gonna add a text layer. Go into titles and just choose a plain title, and we can remove this later on. Double tap this layer and then press the plus sign right there, and then press the pen sign right there. And we're gonna type in an O. Done. We're gonna make this O bigger, make it like that maybe, and we're gonna move it to here so it's right in the keys and where we have the squared edges right there, the corners basically inside the circle. So now we know we have a center here. And let's choose another color for this. Let's make the face color green instead. Okay, so that's good. We're gonna back out of here. And why I made it green is because we're gonna be able to see it better. Because as soon as we move in here, that layer is gonna go opaque. But it's still there, you can still see it. Alright, so all we have to do now is to move the picture around and keyframe it. Now we are using a 60 frames per second video. I'm gonna edit this as if I was using a 30 frame per second video. And that means instead of skipping just 1 frame ahead when I do my changes, I'm gonna skip 2 frames ahead. When skipping 2 frames ahead in this video, being a 60 frames per second video, it's as if I'm skipping 1 frame ahead in a 30 frames per second video. So I'll move 2 frames ahead and I'm gonna move this video there. I'm gonna move ahead 2 frames more and then move the video again. And I am gonna make you watch this process, but of course I'm gonna speed it up. Okay, so I've come quite a bit in this, and I thought I'd just show you what it looks like when we move through this. So if I play it, it looks like this. It's a violent shake, and that's almost too much. We can actually skip like 3 frames ahead. Okay, so I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but what we're going to do is to jump out of here and then remove the text layer. And here we have it. So you can see that that wasn't a very smooth one. We could have probably skipped ahead 3 frames for each movement of the video, but now at least you see the technique I used for making this thing right here. It's very powerful effect to enhance whatever the sound is doing in the audio at that time, especially for like dubstep bass and boom effects and electrical sounds. I'd love to see what you do with it if you try it out yourself. So there you go, camera shake effect and how to do it with LumaFusion. Oh, it's getting so dirty. If you want to see more video tutorials with LumaFusion, then I've made a playlist called How to Make a Music Video with LumaFusion. And there's just 2 clips in there right now, one with the motion tracking, manual motion tracking, and this video. But I'm gonna keep on filling videos into that playlist as I make them. Thank you so much for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated. I've also got a Patreon. I've also got a Patreon account, so if you want to support creativity and good content here on YouTube, then I suggest you join up on Patreon. Now if that isn't your cup of tea, then you can always share my videos, press the thumbs up if you think that my videos deserve it. Oh, and if and when you subscribe, remember to click in that little bell thing popping up beside the subscribe button. It's gonna keep you notified on when I put up new videos. As usual, I wish you a very productive week. Now go finger all of your stuff and have a lot of fun doing it. Looks pretty cool.
I have walked so many roads now, still I'm preaching to the sun. I have got so many lines now, so many people I've let down. Takes just one step to surrender, wouldn't believe how hard it gets. Trying so hard to wish my will away. No more crawling on the ground. Whoa.